I'm now joined by David. Now, David is from Micro Focus, and you're here on the Converged Security Centre stand as well. What is your partnership with them, and what is it that you bring to the event?
We bring artificial intelligence, so we're all about understanding unstructured data. That's our key thing. That might be video analytics, which you'll see a lot of at this show, but it extends even further to textual analytics, audio analytics, specifically cyber security as well. So it's the understanding of unstructured data and trying to spot potential threats within that information to increase awareness and actually bring that together, so it's also data fusion across those different disparate data sources.
And how much has this technology changed in terms of cybercrime? Seems to be something that we're all talking about now. I'm guessing you've been talking about it for some time, but does it feel like the world is waking up to this as a potential future threat?
Oh, absolutely, and you'd be surprised just how it works. So in the physical security land, we are now looking at our end devices, our cameras actually being threats, and we want to protect them. But from the cyber security side, they're looking at how can they enhance the awareness using physical security. So for example, if you've got face detection of a person entering a building, and yet they're logging on at a different building, that's not right. So spotting those sort of anomalies is something that we're trying to pair the two together. But the existence of large amounts of Internet of Things, cameras on the end of LAN cables, for example, that just increases your threat surface. And it's how do you protect that, how do you close that down, and yet still make your system usable. And the point is, you get so many false alerts, it's there's too much noise out there. So what we're trying to do is actually bring artificial intelligence and machine learning to understand what the base level is, and then try to fuse the data so that you can bring down those false alerts, get meaningful information to your operators so they can actually take action and prevent things.
So let me ask you, is it almost like a vicious circle that we put more cameras around everywhere to try and be more secure, but then that can cause more alerts because they're more accessible to hackers?
In a way, yes, but I think also the fact people are much more aware. So as they're putting the cameras out there, they've now got more security involved. People are understanding it's not just the endpoint threats, it's actually your staff, and it's actually the suppliers to your organization. Many of the cyber hacks at the minute don't come through your staff, it'll come through a supplier to your company. And you might have given them access to your finance system, and your finance system's got a hole in it. So they get into your finance system, then they're inside your operation, and then it goes on from there. So it's actually, although we're putting out more cameras, and yes, they are endpoints and they must be protected, I think that's more the obvious side of stuff. Yeah. It's the other aspects where people are suddenly going, hey, I never realized that was happening. Cyber security, the amount of money involved from the threat side of it, not from the protection side of it, is unbelievable. And almost a lot of organizations are now trying to catch up. So, and to do that, it's all, say, using artificial intelligence, understand what the norm is, spot patterns, just try to figure out who are the entities, what's the target, which data is at risk, which data is not at risk, and that all ties into any type of security threat.
And how important is it that people wake up to this future technology? Because obviously it's changing at such a rapid rate. You guys are always having to be ahead of that curve. How difficult is that?
Very difficult, and it costs money. But what we've got to do is make it easier for the end person. Yeah. So automate where possible, or guide where possible. How difficult it is very difficult, because the cleverer we are, the cleverer the threat is, and it's like a snowball effect. We're developing algorithms, they're developing algorithms, it's catch up, catch up, catch up. Yes, it costs money, we have a huge R&D resource, we are purchasing companies this year to help us in that threat analysis. The interesting thing is, though, the companies we are getting and the abilities we are getting cross-fertilize. So some of the actionable intelligence from the cyber side is now applying to the physical security, and some of the physical security analytics is applying to the cyber side.
So it can all merge as one?
Absolutely, that has to be the end goal. And it's not just from what information we glean, but also from the operational level, so that you don't have a big black hole knowing that you haven't got a threat, because cyber's screaming at you saying people are attacking us, whereas the security guard's sitting there going, I don't see anything. They have to be talking, they have to be one organisation, and that's where it'll be in the future.
It's always going to be an ongoing thing, isn't it? It's always going to progress. So genuinely, though, you don't need my mother's maiden name and my sort code, right?
I really wish it wasn't your mother's maiden name, because that can be found out.
Brilliant. I better change my password. It's password at the minute, so that's awkward. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot.
Pleasure. Absolutely brilliant.